Good. Okay. Good morning, everybody. So it's Friday. Woohoo! Love Fridays. So progress reports are going out. So if you are getting behind, it's going to show up in homework and test quizzes. So hopefully you're not getting behind. If not, get yourself caught up this weekend. Okay. So here we go. We're going to do this in Zoom, and if I had you this morning, fourth period, then we did these factoring. So you can see, and we'll do this on Monday for first period, but if you can see, if I take a look at what I have, this is all just common factoring, x plus 6, x minus 6, 2x plus 7, 2x minus 7, common factor out of 3x, and then we'll factor again, x plus 4, x plus 3, hopefully this is all just a review, x minus 4, x plus 2, take out a 3 first, you'll have an x squared minus 1x minus 6, and then that factors again into an x minus 3 and x plus 2. Anyway, we're going to do this, but the reason I wanted to show you that is because today we're going to do something totally different in factoring. So let me whisk this away, which we will do in Zoom, and then let's take a look at today's lesson. Okay? So today's lesson is really Algebra 2 factoring, because what we've been doing lately, factoring is what we did last year. Nothing new, but today it is going to be new factoring. So what kind of factoring is this? So let's start off right at the back, okay? We are going to be factoring either the sum of cubes or the difference of cubes. So we're going to be factoring the sum of cubes or the difference of cubes. Whatever, Mr. Davies, what are you talking about? Well, I'll show you. Okay. That's sum of cubes. And that is a difference of cubes. They're almost identical, the formulas are. So, and the reason they're almost identical is because you really only need one formula if you add that as a negative. But here's how the formula works, okay? So if you have an a cubed plus b cubed, it factors into this. Oh, let me get a highlighter. I'll highlight this so you have it, okay? Please write this down in your notebook, please. A cubed plus b cubed equals parentheses a plus b parentheses a squared minus ab plus b squared. Please write that down in your notebook. So how does it work? Well, it works like this. In example 1, we have a cubed. We have an x. We really have an x cubed plus, and that's a cube. That's a perfect cube. That really is, the number 27 is 3 cubed. You need to rewrite them as a cube plus a cube. You have to write them as a cube plus a cube. So we have to change 27 into a number that's a cube number, which is 3 cubed. So if that's the case, then we can do this formula. So we have to recognize that if we're going to change it to our formula, we're going to let x be our a, we're going to let our 3 be our b, and we're just going to plug them into our formula. So a plus b, we're going to go x plus 3. A squared, we're going to put an x squared minus ab, which is x times 3, minus b squared, which is my 3 squared. So let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to use my formula. I'm going to go parentheses, parentheses, and I'm going to go parentheses and then parentheses, because I want to take and put this into that formula. So here we go. A plus b is the formula. A is x plus b, which is 3. This is really easy. We're just plugging numbers into the formula. We need a squared, but x is my a, so I'm going to go on x squared. Subtract, that's part of the formula, subtract ab. Now ab is a and b together, which is a 3x, plus b squared plus 3 squared. The only other thing I would do is maybe make that into a 9. So my answer would be an x plus 3 times an x squared minus 3x plus 9. Okay? This is the factored form of this. And sometimes we need to do that. If you were to multiply this all out, if you were, and we're not going to, but if you were to multiply, it would come back to x cubed plus 27. Okay? All right, example 2. In example 2, it's going to be a difference. So the same thing though, we need a cube. I need to change this number, these numbers, into cubes. I need to make cubes. Cubic numbers. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this as you ready? 3x cubed. 27 is 3 times 3 times 3 minus a 2 cubed. I need cubic numbers. 8 is 2 times 2 times 2, or 2 cubed. So the first thing I've done is I've set it up into my formula. So I've got a cubed minus b cubed. I have an a cubed minus a b cubed. A cubed minus a number cubed is equal to, and write this formula down in your notes. You need this formula. A cubed subtract b cubed is equal to parentheses a minus b parentheses times parentheses a squared plus ab plus b squared. Okay, so we're going to use this formula. So what we've established is really we're going to let our a be 3x. We'll let our b be our 2. Here's our a, and here's our b. And we're going to plug those into my formula, okay? There's my a, and there's my b. All right, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and go parentheses, parentheses, and a big parentheses, put things in. So I'm going to take these numbers and just plug them into my formula. These numbers and plug them into my formula, my 3x and my 2. All right, so my formula says a minus b. That'd be 3x minus 2 times a squared. So that's going to be a 3x squared. So what is 3x squared? Well, that's going to be a 9x squared. What is 3x squared? It's going to be a 9x plus AB. Well, that's 3x times 2. 3x times 2. 3x times 2 is a 6x plus b squared, which is 2 squared, which is a 4. Okay, those aren't too hard. You just have to follow the formula. Now, I've had kids say, well, can't you factor this again? You can't. This will not factor again. You're done. That's it. This will not factor again, okay? All right, slide up. Now, grouping. We did grouping last year. That's the good news. So the nice thing is when we do grouping again, it should come back to you. So when you do grouping, you have to have 4 terms. 4 terms, we use grouping. Okay, 4 terms, we use grouping. We did this last year. So what I do is I'll put the first 2 together and then the second 2, okay? Let's group them up. So I have an x cubed minus a 3x squared plus a 2x minus 6. Okay, so I group them up, pair them up. These 2 and these 2, okay? So when I look at them, I'm going to look at the 2 pairs individually. We did this last year, okay? So I've got them grouped up, grouping, 4 terms, pair them up, boom. Let's just look at this. What do these 2 have in common? Well, they have at least an x squared in common. If I take out an x squared out of here, I'd be left with an x minus 3. Okay, second group. What do they have in common? Well, they have a positive 2 in common. A multiple of 2, a multiple of 2. So I take out a positive 2, and then I'd have a x minus 3. Now, what's unique about grouping is you should get to this point where you have 2 of the same. 2 of the same. So what we have is an x minus 3 and another x minus 3. So then I say, well, what do these two groups have in common? They have an x minus 3 in common. So I pull them both out, cross them out because I pulled them both out. This one represents both of them. And what do I have left? An x squared plus 2. Okay, that's that. If I could factor again, I would. Okay, all right. Next page. Okay, next page. All right. So when I look at this, it's not a cube, right? It's not a cube. There's not 4 terms, so I have to factor this one differently. So I'm going to think about it like this. I'm going to think about it as a trinomial. So instead of x and x, though, instead of x and x, I'm going to go x squared and x squared. Because x squared times x squared makes x to the 4th. Multiples of 36, that can make a negative 13. Oh, let's see. How about 4 and 9? How about 4 and 9? How about a negative 4 and a negative 9? Now I can double check. Remember how we do our double smiley? Remember we do a double smiley? Double smiley, double smiley. Let's see. What do I get with my double smiley? I'm going to get a negative 9x squared and a negative 4x squared. And sure enough, that makes my negative 13x squared. So I factored it correctly. Except there's more. There's more, because you can factor more. You can factor both of these again. You can factor this one again. So we're going to factor again. So instead of x squared minus 4, x squared minus 4 is x plus 2, x minus 2, right? And instead of x squared minus 9, that's going to be an x plus 3, x minus 3. Okay? And that is all I can do, and I've completely factored it. How does it help us? Quite a bit later, factoring does, and we'll learn that in another lesson. Okay, so hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. I will see everybody on Monday. Well, at least I'll see first period on Monday, and I'll see second period on Tuesday. Okay, all right.